Good morning. This is Father Stephen Kelly from St. John's Church in Detroit. We're continuing our series of daily morning meditations, where we generally look at one or another lessons that are assigned for morning or evening prayer, what is known as the daily office lectionary. And usually we do collects on Sunday, but I really love this lesson from Job for morning prayer today. So let's go ahead and do a lesson from the daily office, right? The lesson assigned for morning prayer, the first lesson, is from Job chapter 19. Have pity upon me, O ye my friends. For the hand of God hath touched me. Why do you persecute me as God, and are not satisfied with my flesh? Oh, that my words were now written. Oh, that they were printed in a book, that they were graven with an iron pen and lead in the rock forever. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though after my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another. Now you're saying to yourself, boy, that sounds really familiar. Father, I must know Job pretty well. My guess is you probably see it's familiar because we do it during the burial office, right? Those are some of the words that come right out of the service that we use for burial from Job, of course. And remember what's happened here is that Job, God allows this to happen to Job. All these terrible things happen to him in his flesh and the destruction of his family and his vineyards, everything else. And his friends come and basically pile on, right? His friends come in and go, you must deserve this. You must have done something really wicked and really evil to have this all happen to you, that God is really mad at you and you need to repent of all this. And we know from the backstory that, in fact, that's not true. And in fact, it is only Job who does the right thing. It's Job who actually talks to God rather than just talking about God. And here he has faith, even though he's upset with God, and he lets God know that he feels that it's unfair that all these things have happened to him, and it is in that sense. It is unfair by human terms, even though that's true. Then he goes on to say, "Oh, that my words were written in a book." Ta-da! They're written in a book, right? Thank God for that. But then he says, "Look, I know that my Redeemer liveth." Right? And so we look forward through Jesus. Here's a prediction of the coming of Jesus Christ. For I know that my Redeemer liveth, and that he shall stand at the latter day upon the earth. And though my skin worms destroy this body, yet in my flesh shall I see God, whom I shall see for myself, and mine eyes shall behold, and not another. Or as the prayer book translated, and not as a stranger, right? Because we have relationship with God through Jesus Christ. This is one of the ways in which we understand the idea that we have a bodily resurrection. In our flesh, we will be risen at the last day. We'll be reunited with our mortal bodies, as the prayer book office reminds us. And from that, we know that we will see God face to face, as Job points out in this particular lesson. Isn't this great? I love when this sort of stuff happens. All that Job goes through, and then boom, he comes right to the good stuff as a prediction of the coming of Jesus Christ. And then we read the Old Testament with our New Testament spectacles, looking for Jesus Christ in all these things. So today is Sunday, and we gather together for worship. Hooray! 7:30 morning prayer, 8 o'clock Holy Communion, 10 o'clock Holy Communion, 5:30 evening prayer with the opportunity to receive communion. And of course, after the 10 o'clock service today, we're having a hot dog luncheon and heading over to the Tigers game. And even if you haven't ordered tickets for the game, please come and join us for worship, join us for lunch, and I'm sure there may be some tickets floating around if you want to come to the game as well. So God willing, I will see you today in church, and may God give you a Sunday that is full, overwhelming with blessings.